probably figure out where I am just by looking at the sheer vastness and the fact that there's vehicles and wheelhouses out. It's like the only place in Minnesota with really good ice still. Upper Red Lake. Had to sneak back up here for the last weekend of Minnesota's walleye season before it closes after Sunday. And obviously last time we were up here we were chasing crappies around. I think I'm going to set up in a place where I could potentially catch a crappie, but also walleye or perch or whatever. And instead of running and gunning, hole hopping, I'm going to set up shop and try to jig up some walleyes. This is the last chance. I can fish crappies until the ice is honeycombed and I'm falling through to my waist. So we're going to ice camp too. Almost finished getting set up. But this guy creeping in on the live scope. Bull Spoon in there somewhere. It literally took me like 2 hours until I finally had that moment where I could go and sit down and relax. But this is home for the night. Got the big XL Slumberjack cot. Little cot chair. That thing is clutch. Threw in the cheap Harbor Freight floor. I'm not going to do a full rundown because I just did a video on my ice camping setup, but this is home for tonight. It is time. Now we are fishing. Went out to the truck for 1 second and it came into a rattle reel down. That's awesome. Ow. Spunky. We'll just let you chill for a second. Looks like a pretty tasty one to me. Considering the walleye season closes here after this weekend, I think I'm going to keep my limit of these fish tacos. Perfect 16-inch eater. Thank you. What is this thing? I had to put my hat on for that one. It's a walleye. It actually wasn't a lake trout. Or a northern. It was a walleye. Screaming in. A little bull spoon. I don't know, I just like using that white, especially this water's got a little color to it, and I don't think you could go wrong with a white anywhere. Well, that live scope clip was sick. Man, if that doesn't show the importance of working the entire water column, I don't know what does. I mean, even with live scope, of course we all did that when we were only using traditional flashers and your cone was so much smaller. So you'd reel up, rip it a little bit higher, drop down. And I think with live scope, you don't do that as much because you can normally get a little bit of a heads up when a fish is coming, but here, I can't see the screen or the numbers from here, but we can see, 10 feet each way or whatever, and still reeled up just to give her a rip, and fish can see that from so much farther away. That fish came flying in like a lake trout, and it's, the analogy I've used before is, if there's a plane flying in the sky, and that plane is at the tree line, or below the tree line, you're not going to see it, like in that horizon. But if it's up in the sky, it catches your eye. And you're like, oh, a plane, Obviously not if it's straight above you, but yeah, you get what I'm talking about. Back to fishing. To be honest, I almost just used this as a stringer. But I made a little bloodbath. I wouldn't call it a live well because I literally checked their main arteries before I put them in there, but just grabbed the auger and I drilled a little triangle of holes. Didn't go all the way through, just went about 3/4 of the way down. Drill this hole all the way through. Leave about a 2-inch gap between the ones that aren't punched through and the one that is. And then I just kissed it with the StrikeMaster 40 volt to break that lip, and then the water flows over the top. And obviously I'm not trying to keep them alive, I'm just trying to keep them fresh and cold and not frozen, and it's 47 degrees, so they're not going to freeze in there either. By the way, what prompted that is there's no snow out here, and we got 30-mile-per-hour gusts, and so I wanted to bank the house a little bit, so I used the shavings from the holes that didn't go all the way through, so they weren't slush, they were just literally shavings, and kicked them all in around the edge of the house, because it is breezy. We got every strap on this thing. Funny enough, I've been dispatching them with this, and it's the same little number that is cutting up some cheddar jalapeno summer sausage. Obviously, I sanitize it in between in some lake water. And yeah, that's a giant spork. Oh my gosh. Here come the crappies. Oh. Oh no, come on. Oh, they were so close. They just started to come in and the school veered. That was so close to being epic. I hate that word. I hate the word epic. I hate the word game changer. Epic, but like, dude, if they had came 4 more feet. Boy, have we got a flurry going on. This one's speeding in from the right. Slowly pull it away. It's way too big to be a keeper. Oh, it's so fun. Yeah, baby, that was awesome. You could just tell the way that thing was flying in from the right, it was gonna eat no matter what. I love that. Thick one. Another on the Bull Spoon, naked. Just got some plastics on the treble hook for a little something. And this is why I keep a forceps on my hub wall. Heck yeah. And over, which I am greatly okay with. Look at the belly on this thing. That's awesome. Real quick before I drop back down, just using a little 32-inch tuned-up custom rods Precision. I know I'm normally using really heavy, stout, beefy power walleye fishing rods. Where I'm fishing today, most of these fish are like average eater fish, like 15, 16, 17, 18 inches. But the crappies, jumbo perch, stuff like that mixed in, this is just a really nice rod that can do everything because it's not too light for those walleyes. It's not too heavy for the crappies. Got it rigged up with just a little 1/8 ounce VMC Bull Spoon, Cast King reel, 4-pound Sufix Advanced mono, and I could catch perch, crappies, walleye, pike, whatever comes through. Oh, this one's coming in a little bit faster than the rest of them have been. Not one of those lake trout pike looking things, but just a little bit faster. Which makes sense that he ate. That's so awesome. Look at where that bait is. Oh, that was so cool. After having multiple fish come in and just creep through. And then this thing's obviously just a whole different mood. It couldn't be any deeper. Gotta be careful how I pop this. Like, why is that fish so hot to trot? But some of them just creep. Well, I hooked that one deep. I tried to delicately take it out, but it's bleeding, and that's perfect because it's a 16.5-inch perfect eater. So we're gonna add them to the bloodbath. Turn around. Every now and then I grab a walleye that passes me, and I want to turn around and just turn around. Every now and then they actually listen and they spin around and come back again, turn around right now. Every now and then I get a bite, and I need you now, and I need you more than ever. This is one of them bottom lurkers that you know isn't gonna bite. So I'm trying to sleep and I got a rainbow on a bear hook. Excuse me. Thank you. Come again. Yeah! It's a walleye! Bull spoon to the snoot. Still a little bugger, but it ate, so that's nice. Look at this thing flying in. Whoa, that was nasty. I was just about to try to make some dinner quick. I got one of these upper red lake tunas. Look at all the fish on the graph. Oh my gosh. I gotta get back down there. Oh. I mean, at least I got the dead stick, so I'm still technically fishing. That was so sick though. Another one. And just a little 1/8 ounce VMC Bull Spoon, but this one is a nice one for anywhere, but especially on Upper Red Lake. There's just so many of those like 15, 16, 17. You don't see many of those 20 pluses with the shoulders. Center back. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, baby. I just glowed this spoon up, so I'm feeling extra confident. For good reason. It's crazy how good that works. You glow them up and it's like, yep, they come flying in. And it's always instantly after you drop back down. It's like, why don't I glow these things up more often? I'm gonna let that little bugger go. It's prime time. I should be focused on fishing. But I haven't eaten all day, and I typically eat a lot, if you can't tell. So I would love to do a fish fry on the ice. I did not bring oil or a pan or anything like that. And I wish I could run into one of these restaurants, resorts, where they cook up your fish. But it's 45 minutes to slowly drive at 10 miles per hour or whatever and get back in. So I'm not willing to do 45 minutes in, eat 45 minutes back. So we're going to make a down and dirty jet boil flash meal. All right, here's our options. I just grabbed whatever I had left. Beef stroganoff with noodles. Chili mac and beef. Chicken dumplings. I had that last time. It was really good. And we're definitely saving this one until the morning. Dude, I think we're going to do the big boy beef stroganoff with noodles. Boil a little water in about 60 seconds. 10 minutes from now, we'll be eating. Ah, there's fish down there. What am I doing? Okay, back to fishing for 1 minute. So you literally, I mean, this is a bigger one, but you literally just pour boiling water in here, wait 5 minutes, stir it, wait 4 minutes, and this is like a meal for 2 or 3 people. And it weighs nothing, and it's actually delicious. And I just use this, this one's called the Jet Boil Flash. I got no affiliation with any of this stuff. It's just awesome, and I use it all the time. And it's so handy, and lightweight, and fast. Like, I don't even have this thing turned up right now, but like, I think I can boil water in like 60 seconds. When this turns orange, I know that I'm at boiling. So I'll be back in like, probably just like 20 seconds now. And probably 20 seconds later, you can see how the orange is lighting up. It's almost to the top. Comes out of nowhere. Boom. That means we got boiling water. So I'm just going to turn this off. All you do is pour it in here. I don't have a chesty on. This is my phone, so I only got one hand. But there's the before. Looks like garbage. You just pour the boiling water in there. Let it sit for 5 minutes. Stir. Do it again. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Oh, I forgot to take out the freaking packet. Don't eat that. Otherwise, you're good. So we'll seal this up, wait 5 minutes, stir it. This is going to turn into something delicious in no time. Okay, it's been 5 minutes, but good fish coming in. So you just stir it, or you can just go whoo, hot. Stirred. Spork. legit, man. It's legit. It's gonna burn the hell out of my mouth, but it's like pizza. I'm not gonna wait for when it's ready. I'm ready. Mm-hmm. Donating my front porch to you. Good night. It's only 7:30. And don't judge me, but I'm shutting it down. I cannot wait to crawl into that thing and go to bed. I got like 0 sleep last night. I will leave a rattle reel down though. Put a fresh minnow on there. A little VMC teardrop jig. Probably a rainbow. As I'm setting this, there's a school of shiners creeping through, and every time I have seen bait come through tonight, walleyes have been right behind. Big old rainbow. Good night. P.S. Get you one. Carbon monoxide detector. I don't care if it's a $10 one, a $100 one, whatever. Get one. Vents. Also, PSA, you're supposed to hang these lower to the ground because apparently carbon monoxide hangs nice and low. So like, don't hang it up on the ceiling or, you know, whatever. I guess it's supposed to be like ground level. So I just put it on my head. And I'm old. 7:30 and all I can think about is how excited I am. I was gonna dim the lights, but you know what? See ya. Yes! Freaking glorious. I mean, ice camping, this is like the equivalent of the wood-burning stove at the cabin. By the way, I've got a little French press which works awesome. But if you're ever at a hotel and you can steal these pouches that you can just literally throw the pouch and let it soak in the water, it's just so easy and then there's no cleanup. It just look like this. Little trays you put in a single serve or whatever, but I just throw that right in there. Believe it or not, this, with a little hot water, is going to turn into something so delicious. BRB. Breakfast of Champions. I'm not exactly sure where this video ended. Caught a bunch of walleyes, slept on the ice. I had a rattle reel go off right away and caught a walleye after I'd fallen asleep, and I ended up just leaving it out. I was so shot. I'd caught plenty of fish at that point and just needed a good night's sleep. Got up this morning, caught a few more fish, made some breakfast, missed some fish, plenty of fish, and then spent like 2 hours packing everything up. Now I got about a 45-minute slow truck ride back in and 3 hours home, but we'll be going on the ice again. Definitely won't be driving a truck, but we got a couple of really fun adventures coming up that I cannot wait to share with you. And the fish are a lot bigger, I promise you. Thanks so much for watching. I better pay attention where I'm driving now. Ooh. Yuck. Good Lord.